Hi guys, I have created this channel to share stories, so named it as Story Hub. Please give me your valuable feedback and be brutally honest with me. First story. I awoke to my mother stroking my hair. Wake up, Cassie, she cooed. But whoever this was, this couldn't be my mother. My mother. She's dead, and she never acted so parental. Where am I? And who are you? I asked coldly. What's gotten into you? I'm your mother, and this is your home, the thing said. Wait, who am I? This isn't the body I slept in last night. My wrinkles have been replaced with youthful skin. Not only that, but the bleak world I know looked nothing like this. Mom, what's the date? I asked hesitantly. It's November 1st, 24. Why? She replied. Oh, I had a weird dream, I said. I rushed out, making up an excuse, and was assaulted with colors. The sky was blue and trees. It's as if I have traveled to the past. Oh, what wonders the past had held. I shook my head to refocus. Where do you go when you need to change the course of history? I figured world leaders were some place to start, but I couldn't get an appointment with the president. So I headed to the governor's office. I need to speak with the governor. It's urgent, I told the receptionist. And why does a teenager want to bother the governor for? He snorted. I am from the future, and I have very important information that could save the humanity, I explained. The receptionist laughed at my face. From the future? Yeah, okay, kid. Let's say I believe you. How the human race ends. I started to explain. People couldn't afford to have children anymore, and so the poor died off. Then there was no workforce, so they forced the labor onto their own children. They told us one day we did inherit the world from them, so it will be all worth it. But by the time they were gone, there was no world left. No food, no water, just the scorched earth. Read too many dystopia novels, huh, kid? Go tell your story somewhere else. He mocked. But get out of here before I slit your throat. He screamed rapidly, lunging over the desk. I took the hint and left, but I didn't stop trying. I told anyone who would listen. However, they all brushed me off. I am sure it won't be as bad as you think. The rich worked hard for their money. I won't be alive to be affected. Why should I care? And if I tried to press, I got the same peculiar and violent reaction. But the cogs were turning, same as they always had. Finally, they decided they had enough of my warnings. They dragged me out of my house by the hair, accusing me of being a traitor to my country. When they tied me to an electric chair, the governor approached me. As I was screaming from the shocks, he whispered, Thank you for telling me about the future. You understand, I couldn't possibly let you go. I have just one question. Wherever and whenever you find this in the timeline, do you believe me now? Second story. I have never known love, not the kind poets whisper about, not the kind that sets fire in the soul, This isn't to say I haven't tried. I have. It's a simple thing for me. A trick of tongue, a whisper of power, a spell sliding beneath the skin like a second heartbeat, unshakable, permanent, mindless, worshipping branded things. They always loved me, but they didn't have a choice. But Leela makes that choice every day. Leela, with her sharp tongue and quick wit, her refusal to be anything but herself. Leela, who argues, teases, and kisses me, breathless, who laughs like the world is hers to devour. Leela, who chooses me again and again. You vampire brute, you are too much. She teased, tangled in sheets, tasting of wine and recklessness. Just be happy for once. And impossibly, I am. It's intoxicating. This love, this realness. It makes me lightheaded, weightless, alive. But love is fragile, and I am not built for fragility. You ever think about forever? Leela asks one night, her hair fanned out like a crown on the bed. I smirk. I have a bit more time to consider it than you. Exactly, she muses. Maybe that's why you don't panic about it. Forever is terrifying. Why? Because nothing stays the same. People change. Love changes. You could wake up one day and not want me anymore. I go still. This will never happen. You don't know that. But I do. I know it like I know hunger, like I know blood. Leela sighs. I love you, but love isn't a cage. Love isn't a cage, but love leaves. Love ends. Love chooses. And what if one day Leela chooses something else? The thought is unbearable. I tell myself it's nothing, that love is a choice, and she chooses me. But the thought festers like a rot in my soul, though I have none. Every glance feels like scrutiny, every argument an omen. I can't keep proving myself to you. Leela snaps one night. You don't have to, I say, a lie through my soulless being. Then trust me. I reached for her. She hesitated, and that's it. The breaking point. Slammed doors, shattered glasses, too much wine, hands tied around her waist, then nothing. A black hole, where memories should be. Morning comes, thick with regret. I descend the stairs, rehearsing my apologies, heart hammering. Leela, I stop. She sits in the wreckage of last night, back to me, unmoving, waiting. She is just upset. She wants me to grovel, to promise I will do better. And I will. I will tell her anything she wants to hear. I will fix this. I have to. I gulp. It was my fault. I don't remember, but I was scared. But I will try. Leela, I swear. She turns. The air turns oppressive. Something's wrong. A smile. A soulless smile. Of course, my love. Anything for you. Her voice has no weight. Her eyes, no soul. And there, at the base of her throat, burned into her skin, the mark. My mark. The mark of sin. Heard story. A while back, I got into a car wreck and ended up with a condition known as face blindness or prosopagnosia. It ruined my life. Imagine not being able to recognize your own daughter until she speaks. Imagine mixing your kids with other ones in public places. It's awful. I did have a glimmer of hope when a man named Dr. Richard contacted me with a proposition to cure my condition. It was an experimental implant that will regulate electrical signals in the brain, allowing me to process faces again. It was amazing at first. The trouble didn't start until the fourth day after the surgery, when I would look at people and see demonic visages where faces should be. I told the doctor about it, and he seemed at a loss for what to do. I started noticing that the people that appeared as demons were actually bad people. Strangely enough, it started with my neighbor, who was later discovered to be a child abuser. After that, it was a man who was discovered to be a pet killer. There were other examples as well. And then I realized that I had received the ability to see the souls of the people. So, of course, I began killing them. Some people will seem normal until one day they will acquire the demonic look on their faces. And I did find out that they were doing or had done some horrendous things. I did follow them and kill them as discreetly as possible. Occasionally, I would have trouble doing such a thing when the demon was a children or an elderly person. However, I have learned to trust my eyes. Why else would have God given me this ability? I was fortunate enough that the people I was killing were strangers and that I had no connections with them. That's what saved me from being discovered for so long. However, this time I won't be getting away with it. This morning, my daughter wore the face of a demon. I didn't react. Better to not let her know that I am aware of her true nature, lest she flee or try to defend herself. I waited until she got home and stabbed her until she quit moving. I had no choice. When one is given a mission by God, they must carry it out. I am unbothered by what I have done. After all, I was protecting the innocent by getting rid of the evil ones. I am not even bothered that I had to destroy my own child for the greater good. However, as I stand before my bathroom mirror and wait for the police to arrive, I am looking at my face and I can see those demonic features in me. I will be shooting myself, one last demon to be slain, to prove my devotion. I guess the quote, whoever fights monster should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster. And if you gaze long enough into the abyss will gaze back into you. Is correct. He who fights monsters risks becoming one, and I have stared too long into this abyss. May God be with all of you.